Hi there, welcome. It is Christina Johnson, and I wanted to talk today about a topic that has come up a couple times this week in different people that I've been speaking with. So a couple people told me this week that they're kind of feeling bad or frustrated that they can't figure out how to lose weight on their own. They feel like they should be able to do it on their own, or that they should be able to be accountable just to themselves. And, I think a lot of people feel that way. And let me know, just click the like button if you've ever felt that way. Like, it shouldn't be this hard. I should be able to do it on my own. I should just be able to say I'm going to do something and be accountable to myself. And the problem with that line of thinking is, number one, not all of us are wired in that way. We're not all wired and thrive when we're accountable to ourselves, and that's okay. But the problem is then we start feeling bad about ourselves and we have all this negative self-talk that starts happening in our heads. And when we start to feel discouraged and hopeless and frustrated with ourselves, then what happens next? We usually give up completely on eating healthy and our weight loss goals because we just feel like we don't have what it takes. And so I wanted to kind of jump in the group today and talk about this because I think it can be kind of a harmful mindset for us to have. It can really stop you from reaching your goals. Now, I will say there are some people who do well, that can be accountable to themselves. That's how their brain is wired, and they are able to lose weight on their own. And then there's other people who do better with other types of support. And so what I wanted to do today is just to go through 4 different questions that you can ask yourself or things to reflect on that can help you figure out what type of approach is best for you. Are you the type of person who will do well on your own? Or are you the type of person that's going to get better and faster results if you have some support or some accountability? So that's what we're going to focus on today. So here is the first factor to consider, or the first question to ask yourself. And that is, what type of accountability works best for you? So there is a researcher, Gretchen Rubin, who's written a couple different books and studied how people make habit changes. And she has separated people into 4 different types of categories, but I wanted to focus on 2 of them today because it really applies to this topic. So there are some people who the term she uses is obligers, but that type of personality trait are people who, the way they are wired, they thrive when they have some sort of external accountability. Like something just clicks in their brain and makes it easier. So for example, I think she gives in her book the example of somebody who, as an adult, is trying to get running and she just cannot motivate herself to run, even though she used to be really active in, I think, high school and college and cross country, and she would she'd show up all the time and run. And what this person realized is, well, as an adult, there's nobody else waiting for her. She doesn't have a team. She doesn't have a coach. She doesn't have somebody waiting for her or expecting her to show up. And that person just is the type of personality that does well when there's other people that she's being accountable to. So think about that for a minute. Do you do better if you're going to go to the gym if you know you have a friend that's waiting for you to show up? Do you avoid eating that bowl of ice cream when you know you're going to have to report it to your friend, your accountability buddy, your coach the next day? So some people are just wired to do well with external accountability. Some people don't do well with external accountability. Some people do better just having that internal accountability. And here's the thing that I want you to hear really closely, is that neither one of those is good or bad. Neither one is better than the other. We're just all wired and created differently. And so you just need to know, how is your brain wired? How do you make changes better? Do you do better with the external accountability, or do you do better with internal accountability? Either way, most of us need some form of accountability. So we still need systems in place to get that accountability. But I hope that you can see, if you feel like you're not able to be accountable to yourself, maybe that's okay. Maybe it just means that's not how your brain is wired. And so then you just need to set yourself up for success by having some external accountability. So that's kind of the first thing to think about. The first question to ask yourself is just kind of, how are you wired? Do you do better with the external or internal accountability? Okay, the second thing or question to ask yourself is, are you an expert in nutrition, weight loss, habit change? You know, chances are good, I can almost guarantee that there are things in your life that you're an expert at, things that you've studied or learned about, maybe related to work, maybe related to parenting, maybe related to hobbies or interests you have, or to your faith. There are areas of your life where you are knowledgeable, where you have a good deal of expertise. Is one of those areas nutrition and how to lose weight in a healthy way and how to make habit changes? If so, great. Then you might have the tools and skills that you need to be able to do it on your own. But if that's not an area that you're an expert in, that's okay. I mean, I know anyone who's ever done a diet before has done their fair share of research. You've Googled how to lose weight, you've probably read books, you've done different programs, so you have all this like smattering of information. But until you really study it and to see how it's all put together, it can be hard to come up with a comprehensive plan for you. So if those aren't your areas of expertise, that's okay. You know, if you're not a dentist or a hygienist, you're not going to do your own dental work because that's not your area of expertise. And it's the same thing with weight loss and nutrition and being healthy. If that's not your area of expertise, you don't need to feel like you should be able to figure it out on your own. Because, man, I have talked to so many people who spend hours and hours Googling things and researching things, but it can be really, really overwhelming when you're getting all this information. A lot of it is conflicting. You know, one person's telling you to eat low carb, one person's telling you to eat more carbs, one person is telling you to count calories, somebody else is saying don't count calories. So it takes a lot of time to be able to commit to studying and learning what it takes to lose weight in a healthy way. So that's the second question to ask yourself. Is this an area of your expertise? If it's not, it's okay. I'm sure you have other areas that you are an expert in. But if it's not your area of expertise, then it is helpful to get support and to not feel like you have to figure it out on your own. Okay, the third question to ask yourself is, do you have someone in your life that you can ask questions to when you get stuck? So anyone, and I'm guessing, you know, if you're watching this, you've probably tried different things to lose weight in the past. You've probably been successful at some times, but there's always ups and downs on the journey to losing weight. There are days where you just don't feel as motivated. There's nights where all you want to do is eat everything in sight. There's weekends where you feel like you've been good all week and it gets to the weekend and you just want to eat anything. There's social situations that come up and you're not sure what to do or how to approach it or how to not feel like you're missing out. So yes, like, we're going back to our main question here, should you be able to do it on your own? If you have somebody that you can talk through some of those challenges and obstacles with, then it's going to be so much easier, because most of us, we have our own blind spots. You know what I mean? Like, we have our patterns, we have our ways of doing things that we don't even question because it's just the way we do it. Think about like when you're getting married, you know, there's things that your family has done for years and then you get married and you see somebody else's family doing it completely differently and you're like, what are they doing? And it's the same thing, like we don't see how our patterns of behavior, maybe there is a better way to approach it. And so it's nice to have that third person to like look in and see, okay, maybe this is what your blind spot is right now. Maybe this is an area for improvement. So I just think it's important to give ourselves a little bit of grace. Like, you know, we need that outside perspective and somebody to ask questions when we get stuck. Okay, and then the fourth question I have to ask yourself, if you're figuring out whether or not you should be able to do this on your own, and this is a big one, it is, do you have people in your life who are as committed as you are to losing weight, to eating healthy, to improving your health? Because there's a quote by Jim Rohn, he says, and let me make sure I get it right, he says, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So think about that for a minute. Think about the people that you're around the most during your day. Maybe it's coworkers, maybe it's family members, maybe it's friends, roommates, whoever. But what happens is that what those people that we're spending our time with, how they act, the choices that they make, the way they think, the way they talk, that influences us. That influences our thoughts, our actions, our feelings, our behaviors. So I think that quote is pretty true. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So going back to our topic today, are the 5 people that you spend the most time with, are they also really committed to eating healthy, to improving their health, to losing weight, to being active? If so, great. If not, first of all, that is okay. No judgment whatsoever on them. But we do need to realize that it's going to be easier to slip into bad habits if the people that you're constantly spending time with are eating ice cream or bringing your tempting foods into the house, the sugar, the chocolate, the carbs. So we can't change them, and we're not trying to change them, but you just need to be honest with yourself. Okay, are the people that I'm around day in and day out, are they committed to these goals so that they can support me, so that we're on the same page? And if not, it's okay. Then just look for a community of people who are committed to their goals. Start choosing to spend more time with people who are also working on eating healthy and losing weight, because those are the people that you can go to when you go for a day with no sugar at all and it feels like a huge win. You can go to those people and they will get how big of a deal that is. Or those are the people when you're having a bad day and not feeling motivated that you can go to, and they will cheer you on and encourage you. And so that's just an important question to ask as well. So just a quick recap, and let me know, like, I'd love to hear any thoughts you have, like what your answers are to any of these questions. But the first one is, what is your personality type? Are you the type of person that is just more motivated by external accountability? Is that how your brain is wired? Or are you more wired for internal accountability? Second question was, are you an expert in healthy eating and nutrition and weight loss and habit change? The third question was, do you have someone you can ask questions to when you get stuck or when obstacles come up? And fourth, do you have people in your life who are committed to eating healthy with you? So those are just some things to think through. And I think, if anything today, really my point in doing this video is hopefully to encourage you. Because again, I talked to so many people, just 2 people this week in particular, who are feeling pretty down on themselves because they felt like they should be able to do this on their own. They should be able to be accountable to themselves. And that, like, feeling bad, like that you're not doing it good enough, that it's not working for you, that is a hard place to be in. It's hard to make changes when you're feeling frustrated and discouraged. So if anything else, I hope that just thinking through these 4 questions lets you off the hook a little bit and realize, okay, maybe the way you're wired, maybe the way you're created is that you just do need some support and some accountability. Maybe the way your life is set up right now, maybe the things that you're an expert in just aren't what you need to know to be successful at weight loss at this point. And that is okay. So just think through those 4 questions, maybe spend a little time journaling on them. I also had a couple other questions that you could just reflect on a bit if this topic is kind of resonating with you. But just ask yourself, are you feeling like you should be able to lose weight on your own? You should be able to figure this out on your own. Is that just something that you're thinking or feeling? And then just ask yourself, I always like asking myself, is that really true? Like, is it true that I really do need to lose weight all on my own? And then lastly, just think through, how could getting support make it easier or faster for you to reach your goals, whatever they are? And this applies honestly to any area of life, not just healthy eating and weight loss. So I encourage you to think through those questions, just take time to ponder them. And if you come to the conclusion that you are the type of person that does better with support, and if you're in a place where you're really ready to focus on those goals, then definitely reach out to me. I mean, there's all kinds of options for support and accountability. And so you need to figure out what's right for you. I'd be happy to talk with you a bit and just let you know the ways that I support people so we can see if that's a good fit or not. So definitely you can go to ChristinaJohnsonWellness.com/apply. I can put the link in the comments once I'm done. But you can go there, just apply for a complimentary session with me so we can look more at what your goals are, what obstacles you're facing and what are the next best steps that you need to take to start moving forward towards your goals. And then if it seems like my program would be a great fit for you, if the type of support and accountability that I offer is going to help you reach your goals faster and easier, then we will definitely just talk about what that could look like. So go ahead, go to ChristinaJohnsonWellness.com/apply if you would like to book a spot. I will say I'm not taking new clients or booking these calls for the next 2.5 weeks. So you'll have to schedule it a little way out, but at least then it'll be scheduled and we can talk just as soon as possible. So let me know if you have any comments. I'm really curious to hear if anything that I said today resonated with you or what takeaways that you have or any aha moments. So let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. We will talk again soon. Bye.